Hi, I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss all things that have to do with my Etsy shop and hopefully the things that I can share with you to help you to become more successful in your own Etsy shop. If you are just now joining me, perhaps it's because you have recently decided to take the leap and you have opened your own Etsy shop. Today, I want to go over a few things with you that are sometimes overlooked by people who have just started an Etsy shop, or perhaps they opened it a little while ago and just haven't done anything with their shop yet. So let's go through those things because there are a couple of little tidbits here that can help you to get found by the Etsy search engine and help your business to grow a little bit faster. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and you will then be able to see what I see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sign in to your Etsy account. And you've already done all of this. You have your shop name, you've done the basics, and we're just going to log in, and you're actually going to see into my shop manager. Specifically where we're going is over here to settings. And in settings, we're going to start with info and appearance. These are things that when you first set up your Etsy shop, you might have plugged something in here just as a placeholder. What I want you to do is really take a look at that. Your shop name is what you registered as. Your shop title should include a little bit about the things that you are selling inside of your Etsy shop. Here, the shop icon or the shop logo, that is not necessarily a requirement. You can put a photo of one of your products in there. It could be a photo of you, but definitely put something in there. Links. Do you have a Facebook account that you have set up for your business? You can plug that in. Twitter account, you can get those links in there too. The shop announcement. Don't leave this empty. This should be, at the very least, a greeting to your prospective customers and let them know if you have any offers or special savings that you want to highlight. Your message to buyers, you should fill this out to fit your products and how you are running your shop. If you do not sell digital items, you really don't need this second one for the message for digital items. Now, consider what a digital item is. A digital item can also be, perhaps you are a crochet or a knitting artist and you create your own patterns. So imagine for a minute that you might create a pattern and publish that pattern, and you can sell that as a digital download. Perhaps you also sell the finished merchandise. Maybe you even sell a kit where you include the tools, the yarn, the pattern, and maybe you even have some video links to show the different processes, or if there's some tricky parts in the pattern that you want to give to your customer as an example. So that would be a digital item if it's just the pattern that you are selling. So anytime you make changes, always scroll all the way to the bottom and click the Save Changes. The next thing that we're going to look at, go back to Settings. We're going to go to the About Your Shop. Who are the people who are working in your shop that have anything to do with a customer order? And then you want to include, if you can, a photo and a brief description about that individual. This is my daughter, Renee, and then of course you see me. You can add multiple shop members, so perhaps it's a family affair and you have help where someone is helping you to ship and package your orders, or perhaps they are helping you with answering questions. You can put them in here so that they have access to your store and that they also get recognition. Then you have your story. Click the story tab. People really want to know. One of the reasons that customers are coming to Etsy in the first place is because you are a handmade artisan. They are buying a little piece of you. So this shop story helps with that a lot. Do not leave your shop story blank. Come in here and update this as often as you need to, and then scroll down and add a short video of yourself, perhaps introducing yourself or showing you making the things that you make. And then you can also include down below 5 shop photos with a short description. Then the last section here is the shop links, your Pinterest page, your Instagram, your Facebook. If you happen to have a separate website domain where maybe you are blogging, you can include those links here as well. So this page is very important because it is an introduction and it helps people to have a connection to you, and that's why they're there. You know, they want to get to know you, and since they can't talk to you face to face or in person in your Etsy shop, you have to really fill this page out and give them that insight. So the other things under settings, you can find, let's click on the options tab. Some of the things that are under shop options that you might forget. Most of us in Etsy, we do accept custom requests. And usually we put a little disclaimer on that I might need some additional time if it's not an item that's already made or already templated. So right here, custom order requests, you want to make sure that that is enabled if you do in fact want and encourage people to ask you for a custom item. The gift wrapping option, I currently do not have that turned on because it does not work for all of my products, and this is shop wide. If you can, customers are very often interested in purchasing gift wrap from you because they want to ship it directly to the person they are sending it to, and it is a gift item. So think about that and possibly turn that on if it works for all of the products that you would be putting in your store. The gift message, same situation here. I don't have the ability on every single one of my items to include a gift message, so that is disabled. And the automatic listing translation, because your items can be viewed by someone who perhaps speaks a different language. If your primary language is English, you want to enable that so that the listing will translate into the language that they are viewing in. And then this right here, sold listings. This is sometimes confusing to a new store or a new Etsy shop owner. When you sell an item, do you want your shopper to be able to see the items that you have sold recently? I have only recently turned this off. I'm not sure. If you search online, there are different schools of thought on whether or not this is a good thing or that this is a not so good thing. Turn it on and give it a try if you like, and if not, you know now where to come and turn that off. Then the last thing here is your time zone. Choose the city from the list that is closest to where you live. That way your shoppers will have the most accurate time information as far as, and this ties into shipping as well, which brings us to the shipping settings. This part can be a little bit nerve-wracking. You do have to create shipping profiles for your different items, in which you will decide how you're packaging it. Is it a box or it is a poly mailer? What is the weight? Will you do calculated shipping, and so on and so forth? But the big one here is this tab right here, the free shipping guarantee. Because Etsy recognizes that they are competing quite closely with big companies like Amazon, they came to the conclusion a couple of years ago that shoppers really want to know what is the final price. So the free shipping guarantee simply means, and it is turned on in my shop, it simply means that you are not charging an additional fee for orders that have an overall value of more than $35 for a physical tangible item that you are shipping in the mail. Shipping guarantee, of course, does not apply to digital items because it is not a physical object that is going to be packaged and shipped to your customer. So what Etsy suggests is that you figure out the averages for shipping. Perhaps the average is $10 or $12. Whatever it is for your products, they suggest that you work that in when you are creating the value for your merchandise. So as you are creating your price, you are taking the cost of the materials and supplies, that you are going to also include the fees for selling on Etsy, the commission that Etsy takes for selling an item, and you are also going to then take the cost of shipping that item, including the box or the package that you put it in, and you are then going to take your time. How much are you going to charge to make this item? And you're going to use those things all together to set your price. That is how you can offer a free shipping guarantee. When this first came about, there were some people who were a little upset because they thought, oh no, now I have to absorb the cost of shipping. It doesn't have to be that way. So just make sure that when you're setting up your shipping profiles and your free shipping guarantee that you consider that. Package preferences, as you have standard items, you can create a profile and include that information in here. You can include the option for the shipping upgrades, and if you later develop a process where you're using a label printer to generate your shipping labels, you can set the formatting here. Back to the settings tab, and a short word about production partners. If you are not creating 100% of the product, maybe you are doing the graphic design, and in my case I have a partner that I use for my photographic art. They take care of the framing for me. I have to list them, and you are just disclosing that you have help with a certain aspect of your production. The next thing here is a note about off-site ads. You can opt into a couple of different kinds of ads, languages and translations. You can turn that on as well. And if you happen to set up a Facebook shop, which I do not have connected, you can turn that on as well. So those are the nuts and bolts, but the primary thing that I wanted to make sure that we focused on was that you set up the about your shop, and then of course the details under shop name and shop announcement. So we're going to jump over real quick to viewing this particular Etsy shop as if you are the buyer. So that shop announcement that we filled out, this is where that lives, that the buyer can read. And if you scroll all the way down, we're scrolling very fast, sorry if I'm making you sick, you can see the about this shop, and this is that area that we filled out, and we have the images. You want to make sure you fill out these two things. They are very important. They really help to give the customer a connection to you. This is what they want. It's why they're shopping on Etsy in the first place. It's why they didn't just go to Amazon, or they didn't just run over to Target to do their gift shopping or for this personal handmade item. This is why they're here. So give them the details about you. Let them in and see a little bit about your process, and definitely to keep in mind when you are creating your first 10 or 12 listings, so that you get into some good habits and some good practices that will really help you with your shop. So please click subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. Thanks for stopping by.